Thank you guys for being here, first of all. I was proud of our kids today. I thought came out ready to play. Um, it was a big game for us. Um, you know, we know the history on it, but I think more importantly for this football team to continue to move forward. We took a huge step 2 weeks ago. We had an off week, um, knowing we had a really good opponent coming in, and I thought our kids took that next step. We're not where we want to be yet, but we're going in the right direction. And I like the fight. I like the way we competed. Um, defensively, it was a little bend, don't break at times, but you keep them out of the end zone, find a way to get them off the field. I thought early on we were moving the ball pretty efficiently. There was a few times there as we went. We were on worst enemy there right at the end of the first half, where we should have really gotten a few more points out of that, but we didn't. Um, but I think ultimately I'm proud of the effort today. Listen, there's a lot of new kids on this team. There's a lot of young kids on this team, and each week and each day we're trying to get better. And and I think they made some improvements on some practice habits. Still room to grow, but it showed up. When you go practice the right way, it gives you an opportunity to go be successful. So I'm proud of them. I told them that in the locker room. The kids were motivated. I think they were ready to play. I think it showed. So that's a good win now. You beat the top 20 team at home. I was walking on Friday afternoon, and I walked by their equipment truck. It's an 18-wheeler, right? It's parked in that locker room. On the side of it, it said 20 conference championships and 16 playoff appearances. So, there's a pretty good history with that program. But proud of our kids. Thought we came out to play. I thought we were able to sustain some things longer than we have, which was positive. So I think it's stuff we can build on. But I'm proud of our kids, proud of our coaches, proud of the program. It's a good win. I'll open the floor for questions.
Coach, you said that they're taking the next step. You look at this game, uh, defense, two turnovers, holds them to 1 of 4 in the red zone. You get the big special teams play on the block kick, and then X, of course, runs the offense very efficient. When you say efficient, is this as efficient a game as you've seen this team play in the last couple of years?
Hard to say in the last couple of years, but I think when you look at uh, where we've been, um, in the spring and all that stuff, I think it was definitely this year. It was by far the most efficient we've been in all three phases. I think you can pick and choose spots where one or the other, but and it's hard to say the last couple of years, John. I'm not smart enough to go through that in my head that quick. The big thing is we're taking the right steps, and that's the most important thing. And our preparation, the way we go about our business, and it reflects. So I think it's definitely a huge positive.
Talk a little bit about X's performance because not only did he make a lot of good decisions, especially on reads, 11 of 15 on third downs today.
I thought we were extremely efficient on third down. I thought our staff, offensive staff, had a great plan. Um, we were able to stay in mostly manageable down and distance, but we were able to convert a lot. And we did it throwing, and we did it running. You know what I mean? We did a little bit of both. And I think that's something as we continue to grow. I think we're going to be able to do some more things as we go because I think that's stuff that we can do, our kids can do. Um, but when you're 11 to 15 on third down, you probably gonna have a pretty good chance to have a good day.
Evan Thompson, he had that huge stop for you guys when you're up 14-0, where Jacksonville State could have made it a one-score game. How big was that play for you guys?
Yeah, it was big. I think you're referring to the fourth down stop down there. Yes. Yeah, that was a huge play. I think they'd already converted one fourth down, if I remember correctly, on that drive. And that was another one, and we found a way to get them off the field. And it was a little bit that way today, a little bit of bend, and then find a way to make a play with us, a turnover, get them off the field. That was a huge play by Evan. Evan got his first start here today for us and is really playing well.
And in all 4 games, what has been his impact for the defense, Evans?
Well, I think each week he's learning and growing. He's a really hard worker. This kid's been like I don't know if he's a 5th-year or a 6-year player. I'm not sure because of all these, but I mean he's played a lot of football. I think him getting accustomed to us and our scheme, and And when you get in the games, he gets guys on the ground. Like sometimes you're not going to see that in practice because you're not doing all that. But when we get in the game, he finds a way to get guys on the ground. You know, linebackers just have some instinctiveness about them, and I think he has a lot of that.
Coach, of course, coming to the game, by Jacksonville State, one of the top premier teams that you alluded to, beat a VS team. How important was it to get off to a fast start in this game where you open up with the pass instead of a run?
Yeah. So, I mean, we always want to get off to a good start. You know, I told our kids probably multiple times, starting on Wednesday, that it would be a 4-quarter game. I said they may start out 14-0. No, we may be 14-0. And sure enough, we were sitting there at 17-0. And the reason for that is it's a 4-quarter game. It's not a 2-quarter game. And that was a point that we got to continue playing regardless of what happens. So anytime we can get off to a good start, I think it's huge. And that was, you know, we get the ball first, really good first drive, you know, to go down and score. And there's no question. It's something we always emphasize. First drive a game, first drive a half, last drive a half if we get an opportunity. Because I think those are momentum things, and I think our kids feed on that.
And of course, you talked about wanting to clean some things up on defense. Your defense was able to get them off the field on 4th down, and they were able to create some turnovers. Were those some of the things that you're alluding to? And if so, what were the other things that you wanted?
Well, I think you know, I think the bottom line is we kept them out of the end zone. We were able to get them off the field. You know, obviously you'd like to. There was a couple times we let them out of jail a little bit on some things that we could have got them off the field a lot sooner, and the field position would have been a lot different. And we missed some tackles at some spots that we can clean up. Getting some turnovers is big. We've really been a little bit. It's been a little bit of a, you know, to get those turnovers. We're able to get some today, which is huge, momentum wise. And unless I missed something, we didn't turn the ball over at all today. Guys, when you do that, you're going to have a chance to win every game you play. Period. Here, we'll have a chance to win every game we play. If we don't turn it over and we get some, our goal is 3 on defense. And we got 2 today. But that was improvement for sure.
Coach, with a win today, you are second in Big South history in career victories. In all those wins, have you ever had 2 Gatorade baths in one game?
No, and I didn't. You know, somebody said something. I said, "This ain't a Gatorade bath game." You know, this is a game we expected to win, and so I got it once, didn't expect it, and then I guess somebody, I don't know who it was, decided they were going to go for round 2 when I got to about the midfield, which was a second shock to the system. That stuff don't feel good. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Now I like to have it. Don't get me wrong, but no, it's great for our program, Nolan. I mean, I think I talked a little bit about it. I'm happy for our kids and our staff. Listen, we work awful hard here. We have high expectations, and I told our kids, man, and our staff, like, this is what we do. We go do this so we can celebrate and we can enjoy, you know, these victories because they're hard to come by. They're not easy, you know. And so, but I've never had 2 Gatorade baths. That was, it's you get a shock to the system. It jolts you, and you feel like you regroup, and then round 2 came out of nowhere, and I didn't know either one of them were coming. Truthfully, I had no expectation.
Any revenge practice for that?
Listen, the great thing about it is they can do all they want Saturday afternoon. I got them the rest of the week. I hope we can. In all honesty, you know, I don't. The Gatorade baths are great, but I hope we're celebrating at the end of every Saturday, and that's the most important.
Kyle Glover, on his first carry today, went over 1,000 yards for his career, and I know that you've spoken well about him in the past, but just to reach that milestone, what do you think that means for him?
Yeah, it's huge. And I tell you what, we've been able, and a credit to the offensive line, we've been able the last few weeks to get some inside stuff going, which has been really, really good for us. And Kyle is the ultimate competitor, the ultimate worker. There's no better young man that represents the KS in our football program than Kyle Glover. He works hard. He's the hardest worker on our football team. And he's been here for like 6 years. You know what I mean? But he's the hardest worker on our team, one of the hardest workers. There's other guys that work hard too. And it's awesome to see a kid work like that, grow like that, and it pay dividends. That's what it's about, right? And he just goes to work every day, and A couple games in a row there, he's been really, really productive with the help of the offensive line.
Xavier Shepard, obviously, he finished the game over 100 yards. How would you describe his leadership? Because, as you alluded to, you guys didn't turn the ball over, and he was able to make sound decisions for most of it.
Executing the offense, playing within himself, not trying to be Superman. You know, it's all we tell him. Hey, you don't have to go do anything. Just do the ordinary thing consistently, snap in, snap out. And he's doing a great job of running the offense right now. He really is. And he made some good plays today, you know, throwing and running, converting some things, some tough runs. So he's doing some good stuff. We're going to continue to build on that. But I was proud of his play today. Big thing, like you said, is taking care of the ball, which last week, 2 weeks ago, was not the case. Not all his fault, but at the end of the day, it's on the ground. So this week, I think he did a good job of that. You know, they've scored 21 points in the last 2 games on defense. 21 points. So it was an emphasis. It always is, but it was even more so with what they do on defense.
So you were hoping for another big job by the student section. Crowds over 7,400 here today. What did you think of the atmosphere?
I thought it was great. I don't get to hear everything y'all do, but I came out and the student section was almost full. You know what I mean? Great crowd. You know, both sides looked like they were, you know, pretty much to capacity. So I thought it was a great crowd, great environment. And listen, that has a huge impact on us. I don't know that the students and the fans fully understand how big of a deal it is when they're all out there, they're yelling, you know, the band's playing, the cheerleaders are cheering, all that stuff. I mean, it's awesome. And our kids love it and they feed on it. It's an energy, you know, I thought the energy was good in the stadium. I miss a lot of it simply because I got headsets on and I'm trying to focus in on my job so I don't screw it up. But it looked good to me, like a great atmosphere.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, appreciate y'all. Thank you.
So we have Xavier, from left to right, Xavier Shepard, Evan Thompson, and Desmond Scott, quarterback, linebacker, and defensive lineman. Just please, with these questions, just address who it's to and let me know. I'll be happy to pass the mic.
Xavier, 11 of 15 on third downs today. You guys were very efficient, had the ball for 37 plus minutes. Talk about being that efficient and how it really impacted today's game, because it was one of those where if they don't have the ball, they can't score.
We tried to attack it and practice the whole week. Just taking each day, each play at a time, you know, saying this next play, just that mentality. Every play is going to be a new play, so we just filled it out and honestly did the best we could.
Was there anything specific? I mean, you were 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Of course, there was 3rd and 11 where you broke one for a touchdown. But how important was it for you guys, the offensive line and your backs, keep you guys in front of the chains?
It was very important. You know, we said if we can play a complete game, offense and defense, we'll win any ball game. So we tried to go out there and attack it the best way we could. Just each play, you know, same idea.
Okay, Evan, I know you had that huge 4th and 2 stop in the first half. Can you kind of walk me through that play? What was kind of going through your head and everything?
Man, I mean, I kind of felt like I was in Madden a little bit, like it was in slow motion. We had a blitz called. They motioned the running back. Chance picked it up perfectly, and then they just ran the ball right in my gap. And I just stepped up and filled the gap and made a play. And it just came at me slow motion and just made a play when it came to me. So just took the opportunity when it came.
Then a little bit later, if I'm not mistaken, you got a tip ball that turned into an interception. Kind of walk us through that one too.
Yeah, I mean, perfect call for that play. I just dropped back and the ball came really fast. I tried to pick it, but I just put my hand up there, and luckily Javon was right behind me and picked it off. So very, very thankful for that.
It's your first start today.
Mm-hmm.
How much or how comfortable are you beginning to feel as part of this defense and the impact that you're making?
Man, very thankful for that. I mean, I just grinded all summer, and all fall just to be in this position. Wherever I play, don't really matter. They're going to get 100% out of me, and just thank God out of that. But I'm very comfortable. I mean, Dez, he always has my back. All the guys on defense are just so supportive and always pushing me. So it's been a pleasure to play with them, and I'll go to war with them every single Saturday.
Desmond, what does it mean for you to get a win over a team from Alabama, being an Alabama native?
Feels great.
So you had a big play blocking that field goal, which helped put the team up 14-0. And you blocked one last spring against Dixie State, I believe. What does it take to block a field goal? What's going through your mind, and how are you able to do it?
First off, I just want to say, I have a great defense, and we have a mentality of bend don't break. So what it takes to have a block kick is just to have a mentality that you have a defense that always pushes you to get off. I mean, just to make a play. So that's what my defense done, and they always encourage me to, just to always have a good get off, and always try to beat the point of attack, and that's what happens today, basically.
And Xavier, Coach tells you guys later in the practice to go through a game like the night before and play the game out and visualize the game. Did you visualize what just happened out there? How did that stack up?
I honestly visualized it. Basically how it kind of happened. We did what we were supposed to do. We didn't have any turnovers. So that was really the main focus of this whole week. Just protecting the ball, being able to finish drives. So we tried to attack it the best way we could. And we visualized that, so I'm proud of ourselves.
X, you had the one play where I think you got the wind knocked out of you on the pass completion. Sitting up in the press box, that's one of those plays where you look at it and you go, no, 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 no. Okay, yes. Was that kind of the same thing that you were thinking when you let the ball go?
Honestly, I was like, that's a little risky. Yeah, I know I'm going to get chewed out in film, but I'm thankful for my teammates making a play.
I think he kind of alluded to the same play. I'm not sure, but first play of the game, obviously, you go out for the pass. What was it like when you saw, of course, the wide receiver wide open there, and this is the first play of the game in this type of environment?
It was honestly, it was pretty shocking. I thought they would kind of cover it just a tad bit better, but we had worked all types of looks that they would do from their defensive standpoint, from scout team. So we were pretty prepared for what they would have done.
Evan, you got eye block on one side of the face.
Yeah.
What's the reason for this look?
Oh, man, I just want to switch it up. I usually do the crosses, but I switched it up one time. That's all I got.
So you're going to keep it for Hampton next
I'm
week?
Keep it all season. We keep winning.
So tomorrow, after you've gotten a decent night's sleep, go out and play 36?
Yeah, I mean, I try. They freaking have workouts at 12:15, or else I would. Yeah, I try to play as much as I can during football.
That was my next question. How often do you get to swing it when you're, practice, film study, school, the whole thing?
I try to get out and just swing the club once a week. I'm so sore after practice because we go so hard, and then after the game, it's so hard to get in reps with golf. But I try to do my best. So.
And Desmond, lastly, y'all are going to, I assume, enjoy this win tonight. But now it's the start of Big South play. How does what's happened here in the non-conference, not just today, but Wofford, Georgia Tech, Reinhardt, help you going into Big South play?
Build confidence. It just built our confidence to a level that we know what we have, around us, and we know who we can play with. We're a team. We're a unit now. So I'm just going to say this. Teams better look out.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Guys, appreciate